Hi, this is Danny Doyle or Doyle Danny and Jacob Casual, and we're here with Radiance of Path. Reverse Recruitment. How are you doing today, Jacob?
We get to play a pretty cool map. We also get a free Lagoon Slayer, I guess.
Yeah, 2x effectiveness against the rarest enemy type in the game.
Woo!
I guess we can go Joffrey Alencia again?
Yeah.
How's it going, Ike? Why want to... Oh, you have to hit B to skip. I always forget that. What other supports? No really important supports. Let's go over... Like, we got Gifka last time. I don't know why he has Roar. Because he's Leth.
Yeah? Because Leth doesn't have a skillet base. She just
has... does not have a skillet base. And previously I was led to believe that, like, you can't change the number of skills. Which is why Largo has Colossus. So I don't understand Gifka having Roar. I'll take it. But it confuses me.
Roar can be kind of cool, right? Like,
I mean, God, I remember used it a lot in 0%. Because
I was about to comment on 0%.
It's funny.
We use Roar fairly often just because the ability to make an enemy not exist for a turn.
It was where, like, all of our occult scrolls went. Which is pretty nice.
Yeah, I think we gave one to Ranulf and one to Leth.
Vortex, on the other hand, is going to mean that, like, Naysala actually gets to do stuff on untransformed turns, which is kind of cool. Otherwise, like, we just got the guys we got out of prison.
Yeah.
We got Zhark, even though, who cares? Kind of who cares?
Do we have an idea for who we're giving that celerity scroll to yet? I don't remember if we established that there's someone we were waiting for, or...
I was kind of waiting to see everyone, because I didn't need it for my prison strat. I guess celerity on Alencia would have technically made prison strat actually work with the turns requirement, maybe?
Yeah.
But... I mean, Alencia is not a terrible target for it, because she will need to seize a couple of times, but Path of Radiance actually has surprisingly few siege maps. The big one is Clash. All of the other ones, you don't really, like, rush, or they're, like, arrive. Like, this is an arrive map, right? So
yeah, you can just have someone else do it.
Let's, Bex up Astrid and see how her stats look, and then it's probably going to be either her or Tanith. Oh, is Astrid
I was imagining it's probably going to be one of those two.
Not going to hit. She's at 12, so she should hit promo.
We should have plenty.
With Paragon, I forget the math, but with Paragon, she absolutely does.
Yeah, Paragon
I did the math. She takes like 50 less Bex than Makalov to promote in vanilla. Or maybe 100. It's an amount that is significant, and because she joins earlier than him, that's why I like her better than him. And also, she keeps Paragon. Like, that's the thing I think people forget, is, like, she keeps Paragon, unless you take it off her, which I do sometimes, when she promotes. The Paragon's nice.
I usually just leave it on her, but that's usually because I don't have anything else I want to give her.
Yeah, I like Soul on all of my calves. And in Iron Man, in the co-op Iron Man that I've mentioned a couple of times, I took Paragon off of her for Soul, and the comments would not let me hear the end of it, and I'm like...
No, instead of 60 XP, she's gonna get 3 now!
Well, I do think there's merit to leaving it on her, but I'm also like, she doesn't need it once you super overlevel her, and at the time I was like, I think she benefits more from Soul here. I think that it's like... We also didn't have Kieran. I think Kieran was dead. And our Oscar was really stat screwed. So I was like, I really want a Cav with Soul who's functional. And I don't have anything better to do with the Occult Scroll. She doesn't need Paragon.
Plus Soul is funny. Because HP, woo!
I think Soul is the best mastery skill. Except for maybe Ether. But, like, Ether's stuck on Ike. And then, I don't know.
Ether is just better Soul, but it's also just on Ike.
It also comes at the cost of making the final boss even shittier than he already is. Because
Yeah.
you can't Wrath Resolve him.
Because otherwise, who are you giving your occult scrolls to? Like, Flyers get stunned, which doesn't do very much. Colossus doesn't do anything.
Speaking of Flyers, let's give the rest to Jill.
I like that idea.
It's kind of funny. It means that normally, like, Jill kind of threatens you with a wide range at the end of this map. Like, sort of pretending she's going to chase you down, but she's not actually. Jill, are you serious right now? Only HP and then a blank level up? I'm not resetting for it, but, like... Okay, she got speed? Which is good, I guess? I'm actually very disappointed in your performance right now, Jill. I'm not gonna lie.
Hey,
that's more
magic!
Like it. That's more like it. Bolt Axe, here we come. Okay, we do need to forge something as well. I think we forged an axe for Jill.
An axe for Jill?
Yeah. An axe
She's
to
not
grind.
Promoted. She's not promoted yet.
Oh, right. This is Path of Radiance.
This is the better game. She can't use axes yet.
I resent that statement.
I know you do. That's why I said it.
I've come around on, like, actually being pretty anti-Path of Radiance now. I think this game has, like, a lot of issues.
So sad.
It's like, I have a lot of nostalgia for it, but it's a very flawed game in both of its difficulties, like both hard and maniac, and a lot of similar flaws too, just like enemy spam.exe. Let's actually name the Lance enemy stand.
Woo!
ENEMY SPA.
I know we have very different thoughts on Path of Radiance versus Radiant Dawn.
What color would you like to make enemy spam? I'll let you choose.
Enemies are red. It
doesn't even look red. It's very sad. Let's go to the armory, grab... Hey, look! A steel lance!
Steel lance!
Oh, I'm so glad that we went out of our way to get that one in the chest, though.
Yo, we can buy knives!
I'm not buying a knife. I will probably get a couple of hand axes.
I always get thrown off by tomes being sold in armories, because I'm so GBA brained.
Yeah, that makes sense. Brained. I'll give her the bow, but, like, she's gonna be mostly an axe cav. Get an iron lance for Jill. Get a steel lance for Jill.
Do we have a steel axe at this point? I know Titania starts with one.
I think Largo has one.
Because we could give her a steel axe.
Who, Astrid? Yeah, maybe. Yeah. Let's grab a iron sword for... Where is he?
I know that's one of the benefits of giving her axes is steel swords and steel lances are D rank, but steel axes are E for some reason.
Yeah, weapon ranks in this game are kind of a mess.
I think I remember all the way back in FE5 steel axes are E. I'm gonna fact check myself on that. I know in GBA they're E rank because whenever I was younger, I didn't really like care to look at hit or weight. Whenever I was looking at weapons, I would just look at their might. So whenever I saw that Ross could use steel axes at base, I was like, yo, I can give him the... I don't even remember how much might a steel axe has. But I was like, yo, I can give him the steel axe so we can actually do damage to stuff. And then I got confused whenever he got doubled by everything and kept missing.
So we cannot give Tanith celerity without removing reinforce.
Oh, right. We keep going back and forth on whether we want to keep reinforce or give her celerity.
Well, I'm of the opinion that celerity is probably better than reinforce.
I think it's going
her.
to be. Are you going to be ready for the comments being upset over it, though?
Yes, it's engagement. It's engagement.
Woo!
Because, like, I would have to remove Paragon from Astrid, which I think is a higher cost.
Because we can't even use Reinforce for the longest while, and I find myself not using the Reinforce very often in most of my recent runs.
They're EXP thieves. That's how I'll stop the comments from freaking out about it. They're EXP thieves. So if you're upset that I removed Reinforce, then just remember they're EXP thieves. She can't even use them until she would normally join anyway.
The way I end up kind of seeing them is the Falcon Knight's really strong, but the 2 or 3 pegs, if one of those pegs gets attacked, that's an enemy that did not get retaliated by one of my super over-leveled units. Like, that enemy could have attacked my Boyd with a Forged Hand Axe, but instead they attacked the Pegasus Knight with an Iron Lance.
That's how I feel about summons in Fire Emblem 8 as well. Just, like, because the enemies are so weak, having these disposable units that would be quite good in other games is just not as powerful.
An enemy baited by a Phantom is an enemy that didn't get countered.
Or at the very least, like, even if the Phantom dodges and counters, like, they're not killing.
Woohoo, Phantom bases.
Torgod, 5 magic, 9 speed, 7 defense. Actually somewhat bulky compared to our Super Khalil.
God, she's so strong.
You know what? We'll cut here while I figure out who I'm deploying. We'll do preps off screen. See you.
Neat.
Okay, so I think before we fully start the map, I've been saving... Oh, really? Oh my god.
Oh, you have to do it in the base. You can use stat boosters in base, you just can't do it on map.
Fucking Path of Radiance. Like, that's actually obnoxious. Fucking Path of Radiance moment of all time. We're boosting Jill because she kind of needs it. And, like,
yeah,
I would like another powerful flyer. I didn't give her the Talisman because, like, her res is kind of unsalvageable.
Yeah, there's a certain point where using a stat booster on someone just doesn't matter.
And I don't really know who, other than selling it, would benefit from the Talisman. Maybe, like, Tanith? I kind of, like, wish that I could grind Tanith's sword rank, but I do kind of want her to have, like, 1-2 range for these dinguses. So...
maybe Talisman on Astrid for hand-axing mages?
She's got 11 res already.
Usually my Talisman targets are physical 1-2 range units with, like, decent res already.
I'll figure it out next map because I don't feel like going back to the base again because of Path of Radiance moments.
There.
Hey, look, it's Tabarn.
Tabarn's so cool. I love Tabarn.
Alright, so...
He's like... Chomp!
These are, certainly units of all time. Certainly the
level
units
1.
of all time.
Chomp!
Gifka looks so cool. I'm so glad we're gonna get to see this so much more often with animations on.
Outside of the last 3 turns of the game.
How do you do...
We gotta go Elwyn something, or whatever he uses. Just Slim Sword and Pray, Hilastra.
Ooh, Tormod? Wait, what are we doing? Zehark plus Tormod for this kill? Yeah, let's do that.
Woo!
Maybe he'll, like,
your attack.
Adapt.
I like how you're attacking into a counter.
Yeah, because I don't care about trading Zehark, but I do vaguely care about trading Tormod.
Trying to get the kill EXP to him. Got it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Tormod!
Like, Zehark is just sort of... He's here because I didn't really have anyone better to deploy.
Yeah, because you have about 17 or 18 units at this point, but you get 13 deployment slots.
And for me, some of those units are, like, level 1 Makalov.
I usually find myself deploying really weird units like base level Brom in this chapter just to shove people. Yo, Vortex!
We can do Vortex strats.
I'm so happy right now.
First, we are gonna do this. These are the Vigilantes, so, like, her taking almost nothing from them isn't as impressive as it might seem. For example, base Kieran, and I don't mean instant promoted Kieran, I mean quite literally base Kieran takes 0 from these enemies.
That doesn't shock me.
But Kieran's also really cracked. For those who don't know, the Vigilantes are a annoying little side objective where you get some bonus experience for keeping them alive, but they're aggressive. So, like, why would you ever fucking bother with that?
And it's not enough bonus experience to make me suffer like this.
Yeah, that's one of the things that, like, Path of Radiance, I'm out as a bonus experience hater, but I think Path of Radiance does it, like, really badly, because a lot of the side objectives are, like, do this really obnoxious thing, and you'll get rewarded with a small amount of bonus experience. Like, the escape experience for that, we went over that in the jail, the escape experience being 10 is, like, actually criminal.
Yeah.
But then you even get things like these Vigilantes. Or, I think the most famous one is you get bonus experience for leaving Lagoos alive in the desert. But if you just kill them when they're transformed,
you get big EXP for it.
You get more, yeah.
I have a friend who, on his most recent playthrough of Path of Radiance, did the leaving all the Lagoos alive in the desert because you get 40 bonus experience per Lagoos left alive, and there's 19 of them, and you get 300 more if they're all alive by the end.
Yes.
So in the end, you get like 1,060 bonus experience, which is not worth my time.
It is enough for a full dump. But you could also just, like, train someone by having them fight transformed Lagoos, is the problem.
You also have to sack almost all the treasure, because some of the Lagoos are aggressive. So you kind of just have to... Like, you're just not getting some of the treasure. Which I guess not all the treasure is really worth getting. There's, like, a gem, there's fake Toddy.
Well, the fake Toddy is a unit.
Yeah.
I would say that's generally worth getting. Like, I'm eventually going to make a Stefan video. Because I do think he's, like, a somewhat overrated unit. He's a very interesting unit. Fire Emblem does this thing often where they will make a unit with really good stats in a really bad class. So, like, think Klein from Fire Emblem 6, think Inez. Although, like, that one's also kind of funny because Garrick just has, like, basically identical stats to him.
Yeah, I see what you mean.
They'll try to balance it out. I think Stefan is the only example where, like, it kind of works.
Where his combat is, like, pretty crazy, but since there's no 1-2 range, it just kind of doesn't matter.
And 1-2 range is a really big deal in Path of Radiance. And also, like, his combat... So, like, the lack of luck he has makes his combat, like, not as good as you might think. As we ran into in 0% growths. He gets crit quite a bit, which is...
God. We had to restart Without a King, like, 3 times because he would get crit.
I mean, forget Without a King. I'm just thinking all of the maps combined. Like, people complain about Rutger's luck, but Rutger... I mean, one, you can do, like, anti-crit supports with him. But I also find that... Why did you change what she had equipped? I mean, I guess I'd rather use the short spear than the killer... Like, waste uses of the short spear than the killer spear, but...
Did you run up to you switch weapons then talk?
Yeah, because she started with the killer lance equipped. That's really interesting. Path of Radiance AI is an enigma.
Every time I feel like I've learned how certain AIs work, I suddenly realize... No, you actually don't.
You know, I used to struggle to get all 3 of these houses, but I think just, like, hyper-investing into Kieran, sending Titania north, Kieran left, just, like, solves it, basically. Because, like, the top right house is not in any danger.
No, yeah.
So, like, if you send Titania toward Tanithus, obviously I have a better squad. The problem is Titania can get kind of boxed in here, which can be an issue, I guess.
Kinda.
But, like, Tanith's not going to run into that issue, obviously.
the top house, or maybe it's all the houses, but you can't visit these houses with Lagoos, right?
Yeah, if you visit with Lagoos, you don't get the item and the house closes.
They just kick you out.
Yeah. And I believe there's something similar in Radiant Dawn. I think it's like if you visit with Oscar, Rolf, or Boyd, it's like Rolf's birth mom, and you get a special plot scene, but you miss out on a Seraph robe or Angelic robe. I can never remember what games have what names for it. And that one really annoys me because I actually really like the three brothers as characters. Rolf is like my favorite bad unit of all time.
He's funny.
And so it just makes me sad that, like, in order to get that dialogue, you kind of just have to be like, well, I guess, you know, fuck me.
No special item. If anything, you would think that it would be the opposite, where... What is the back of Nisala? The cape just makes him look like he's just a block.
Yeah, it's very, Huh. It's,
I didn't realize how flat that
very...
looked.
It's important to remember. It's very important to remember. Path of Radiance came out like 20 years ago.
Yeah,
I got
it's
a comment
a GameCube
on
game.
A video where I used Path of Radiance footage for background footage, where they were like, "God, this game looks so ugly," and I'm like, yeah, "It's old. Like, it's old. It's an old game."
It was like
it looked good
also,
at the time.
It was also the first 3D Fire Emblem game. I'm very certain. Because yeah, it was the first Fire Emblem game to use. I am both shocked and not surprised.
Okay, there we go. Now she did more than that.
God, I used Nephie once, and I think that's enough Nephie fix for my lifetime.
I think that not having the weapon rank problems is potentially gonna help her. Like maybe.
Possibly?
Her stats are like... So, I know in vanilla, her stats are very similar to Marsha's. And, like, Marsha's are good enough. So... maybe she'll be good enough? Like, that's the big Nephie argument, is, like, her stats are very similar to Marsha, but you trade Flight for Wrath, which allows you to do, like, funny Vantage Wrath stuff without losing Wrath Resolve on Ike. I don't think that's worth it, because, like...
I don't think it is.
Combat infantry really struggle to stand out. And if the argument is statistically I'm identical to Marsha, but I lack flight, like, if she was statistically better than Marsha and traded flight for better stats plus Wrath, because that's the thing, is, like, Marsha is not the character who I think of as, like, super tanky.
Yeah, she just kind of flies around and does enough damage and stuff to survive and kill enemies, I guess.
So, like, for a Wrath build, right, you want someone who's, like, going to be able to survive at 50% or lower HP semi-consistently. Even Vantage Wrath, like, you're not guaranteed... Like, obviously in newer Fire Emblem, Wrath builds, you don't really care about their bulk, because as long as you can set up Wrath, you can Vantage Wrath and get 100% crit. You can't forge killer weapons in this, which means you can't ever get a guaranteed crit with Wrath. Unless, like, do any of her supports give enough crit for that, actually?
Screw it. Let's go to... Let's look up affinities. I remember when I tried to use Nephie, I tried to do, like, funny Vantage Wrath shenanigans, but I always found that one of two things happen. Either...
Second Killer Lance for her.
I found that either I gave her a Killer Lance, so she would have, you know, plus 80, she'd have 80 plus crit or whatever, but then all the enemies are so 1-2 range spammy that it meant she didn't counter anything.
Yeah.
Or I gave her a Javelin, and She just didn't have enough crit to reliably crit stuff.
Yeah,
Actually,
and
now that I
that
think
sounds
about
about
it,
right.
I don't think supports give crit in Tellius, actually.
Oh, none of them do?
Let me double check myself just to make sure I'm right.
Double check yourself before you double wreck yourself.
Unlike in the Game Boy Advance games, Affinities no longer award bonuses to crit or crit avoid.
Well,
Yeah,
so
it's just...
you can get the Iron Ruin supports, though. Do you want to talk about those? Those are kind of cool.
Yeah.
I think of
let
them
me
as a
pull the
gimmick, but, like, it's
Let
funny
me pull
that
the
they
Serenus
exist.
Forest page up just so I can make sure I say everything correctly.
The
So,
two relevant ones are Tanith Marcia and Ike Soren. I think those are the only ones where you get the characters in a reasonable time.
yeah, so Path of Radiance has these really funny extra supports. So you have your support conversations where you talk to people who you get bonuses based on your affinity. Then it has some supports where if character A stands next to character B is protected from criticals. So the only one I ever see people throw around is Ike protects Soren from criticals, so Soren cannot be crit while he's adjacent Ike. But the other ones, going off of Serenus Forest,
Tabarn
Alencia...
protects both Janaf and Ulki. I know that one because it's funny.
Yeah, Alencia protects 5 people. She protects Ike, Bastion, Jeffrey, Lucia, and Kieran, all from crit. Tanith protects Marcia. It says here that Ashnar protects Patrine, funnily enough.
Yeah, there's some unused ones. I know there's some unused
Maysala
ones.
protects Nelucci. Yeah, Tabarn protects the other 2. Oh, and Jeffrey protects Kieran. So, yeah. It also has...
I guess Jeffrey Kieran's also relevant. I think the most relevant one is Tanith Marcia, because they're, like, both very good units, and they have the same movement type.
Yeah, so they can stick next to each other.
But even then, I find they often spread out from each other. And, like, Ike Soren, even if you've hyper-invested into Soren, like... It's one thing to get Ike, like, in support range. It's an entirely other beast to get him adjacent and also not in enemy range.
Yeah. Although I find that enemies are going to want to attack Soren if they're both in range anyways, but I don't think Soren's living a lot of hits if he's in enemy range.
Well, if they're 1-2 range enemies, they probably prefer attacking Ike because he's in counter.
That is true. They prefer Ike anyways. There's a couple of critical bonus supports where if 2 people are... Let's see, where is it? Characters special builds and supports. Standing adjacent. So there's a couple supports where if 2 characters are adjacent to each other, they give crit to each other. Like Ike and Mist give each other 10 crit, which is kind of cute.
The 3 brothers can give each other 100% crit.
Very true. If they all stand awkwardly 4 or 5 tiles away from each other in a certain shape.
In a cool triangle support formation.
The 3 brothers do give each other 10 crit if they're adjacent to each other. Rolf and Shinon give each other 5. Marcia and Makalov give each other 5. It's basically like married couples and siblings give each other like 5 or 10 crit for being next to each other.
That makes sense. It's
like,
it's like bond supports.
And then there's a couple extra, like Jeffrey, Bastion give each other 10 crit. Alencia and Lucia do. Oh, interesting. So,
what's interesting?
Bastion and Jeffrey give each other crit. Alencia and Lucia give each other crit, but like none of the other ones do. So like Lucia and Jeffrey don't, Lucia Bastion don't, and then like Alencia Jeffrey don't, Alencia Bastion don't. That's funny.
Oh. Uh-oh.
The game went silent. Oh, it's trying to play. Oh, it's trying to play a cutscene, but
that's hard. Why is horror? Wait, why is horror a Shadow Ike? Whoa! Also, whoa!
Why did you have to smite in his inventory?
Jill doesn't have a skill.
Oh, doesn't she have like a vulnerary or an elixir, and it has to copy the same number of items?
Yeah, but couldn't Brom just have an elixir?
I guess. Maybe they're trying to make up for not giving us Smite on one of the Lagoos? I don't know.
Yeah, maybe.
Very interesting decisions.
I don't want to learn Makoya. I do like Brom there. I'm a little bit concerned about Har, because Har is Shannon. Oh!
Hey, Naysala, where are you?
He did take damage.
You did attack him. Okay. Now I'm real scared.
Did Ike break animations?
Well, Nephie still works.
Did Shannon x Har x Ike break animations somehow?
I'm trying to remember who Har was.
He's Shannon. Har is Shannon.
Oh, right.
Har is Shannon because re-recruiting him is going to be a pain in the booty.
Oh, right. We got to use Makalov to recruit Har now.
Oh, I forgot about that. Oh shit, maybe that is the argument for investing in Makalov.
You're gonna have to recruit him with Makalov, then kill him with Alencia.
It's so cringe. Oh,
don't worry,
so
give
cringe.
Alencia a Worm Slayer. The Worm Slayer that's definitely here that we have.
Maybe the way that we train Makalov. Are we sure that Makalov is Rolf and not Mist? We can check in supports.
Oh wait, what
we can
what
check affinities, right? Where's
yeah, because I think
Stefan is one of them. Water, that's Mist.
Mist is water, yeah.
That's Mist. Okay.
So yeah, Makalov, woo!
Well, I think I know who's getting the next VXP dump.
Oh god. Not even gonna wait for Night Ward. SMHing so hard.
Well, no, I will wait for Night Ward. We're out of bonus experience right now.
Oh, right. I thought you meant next chapter for some reason. I forgot we're out of bonus experience.
No, I'm just gonna, like, heavily invest in him. Yeah, do this. Do this. Do a favor for me.
I know exactly what you're doing right now.
There we go. That's good. That sounds good to me.
We should have Naysala attack someone again, because it was really funny when he did.
It's really scary when he did. Maybe I, like, change the animations to solo.
By Naysala's presence alone, he causes the enemy to take damage. It's not even his presence, I guess. He just kind of exists.
I know that in GBA, you can sometimes get animation glitches like that. I've seen them before.
Yeah. The most common case that I've seen...
Radiance.
I know you can get that to happen if you give a sword user a tome rank. Then suddenly it'll treat all swords as magic swords.
Oh,
and they'll always play their magic animation.
I've seen it in, like, randomizers.
I remember Ias did it with an axe because he had purge rank.
Right. Right, I remember that.
God, with no context, that's going to be an incredibly funny sentence.
So we'll just go here. Oh, you just hang out right there, Seark. Aren't you so glad I got you out of Tormod, I think you got somewhere to go as well soon.
Let's just have Stefan! Astra!
How does
the
Jill
unit
do here?
God, if only we had a Rider's Bane. That's a lot of sevens.
Okay, we got this. We got this.
Astra.
You're Stefan.
Astra.
I just wanted to make sure. Look, anyone who's mad that I kill anyone who's mad that I'm killing off. I don't want him to crit though. Okay, we'll go this. I swear to God, if you like Astras.
I don't even think you can kill with Astra. You'd have to crit too.
Anyone who's mad that I'm killing off Seahark, just remember, yo, Sonic Sword. Just know that it's like so I don't get him and Stefan mixed up. Definitely. What was you with enemy spam again? 12. Yeah. 12. So look, Nephie useful. At peak Nephie contribution, TBH.
Miss right now.
I'm gonna be so mad.
Okay, it was like 90 something.
Okay, so there's no bows over there, so we can enemy spam and then fly
Oh,
over.
we didn't bring Soth, so we can't steal the men's staff off of the priest.
It'll be fine. I have one staffer. It's Alincia. It will be fine.
This is so sad. Woo, promo EXP!
There we go. Since we can't really give her any more bonus experience, because I just realized I have to save it all for Makalov on the wall. Makalov is gonna ride the bench until he's ready to get fed a bunch of bonus experience. Just putting that out there.
We should see how well Naysala does versus the Black Knight.
You want to kill him?
No, I just think it'd be funny to see a round of combat. Or the combat forecast. Vortex!
Okay, that's 14. Brings it down to 12.
He probably just kills this guy. Oh, he does a double.
Okay, there we go. Naysala can Vortex in order to not kill, and also not kill the Emulator with broken animations.
Go crit.
There we go. And then Joffrey can do this.
Meow.
Stabby, stabby. Reinforce.
See, we still have reinforce. Critical.
Very good job, Joffrey.
Oh, no level up.
Okay. We'll have
Largo.
Oh, there's no one else like down here, right? Yeah.
Jagan Largo's been one of my favorite things ever.
Jagan Largo is the funny. We'll do that.
I love all the single-use weapons. That's how so many of my FE6 inventories end up looking.
Just in case. In case we need to buy an
I'm
extra
pretty
turn.
sure. I'm very certain we could outrun him at this point.
I mean, we can. Doesn't mean I'm gonna.
Oh, we can't cancel forwards. It's so sad. Hey, rally! Rally speed!
Hello! Hello! I'm in danger. It's him!
It's he!
So the concern is if Zehark dies... Shit! Oh, well, goodbye Tormund.
You deserve this.
Or Bastion, I guess. So now the Black Knight's free to fight and kill Bastion as well.
You're also baiting him to move more.
No, it's fine. He choked the point.
Go crit. It's a goofy animation.
I wonder if Zehark died to fire magic because he takes effective damage because his wife was a beast Lagoose.
Very true. Go get him hand axe.
Oh no, I've got weapon triangle disadvantage. Good thing Colossus.
Hey,
Colossus crit. I feel like he's crit during more Colossuses than during regular. But like Colossus doesn't actually boost your crit rate at all, which is kind of funny.
It's just it like multiplies your strength by 1.25.
Hello. One such as you cannot stop me. Blast! Well, there goes the triangle attack.
Yeah.
It wasn't going to happen.
This is tragic.
You said you want to see this forecast? Do you think he breaks the Black Knights thing?
I wouldn't think so.
He doesn't. Okay.
Which is funny because isn't technically
it's Largo
Ashnard and the Black Knight's armor blessed by the same thing?
Yeah. Well, I also don't know if he actually has the blessing trait. Because remember, he's replacing Mordecai.
Alright, so there's a chance he probably won't be able to hurt the Black Ashnard either. Huh. Hammer.
It's a good use of the hammer. Alright, can we kill with Reinforce? We can, okay. Let's get you that experience. We'll get Jill the Priest, and then we'll get out of here.
Get out.
Only 2 casualties, you know, not bad, not bad. Definitely unavoidable casualties.
Yeah.
Definitely unavoidable. There's nothing I could have done there.
Hey, Jeffrey level.
Are you sad about Bastion? Joffrey wouldn't have gotten magic if Bastion hadn't died. He's doing it to live in Bastion's place. Mao. Enemy res moment. Yeah, so we can seize with you. So Jill can kill the priests. Like that.
I think she kills.
I think so. I think so. We do need to watch with animations just in case. Oh my god, Jill!
Deserved.
Oh, that's rude. She's just being a good Jagan. She's just being a good Jagan.
Player.
She heard us talking about how... She's heard us talking about how we need to kill Har with Alencia, and she was like, oh, I can help with that.
EXP gain.
Hell yeah.
I can't wait to see her promote.
I'm worried that that's gonna crash the game, TBH.
I am too, but it'll be funny.
This
for me, at least,
might get cut short at that point. You know, we'll find out. Maybe Shannon will break the game.
I know there's a chance Har might just destroy it.
Like, there's a lot of things that might destroy this game. Stay tuned if you want to find out what could destroy the game more. Subscribble, bye.